start on discussing how to create a proficiency scale with some of our priority standards that we have. One of the standards that I picked was a kindergarten standard. With prompting and support, identify the main topic and retail key details in a text. So this is the standard that kindergarten believed on reading for informational text that was important. So the first thing we do is start with the three. This is also what we have in our report card. Three also means meeting, or our M, so they meet the standard. I'll talk with you more about the rest of the parts here in a little bit. But the first thing we do is we enter the standard. So this is what the student should be able to do. Now, if we want to make it in student-friendly language, we can do that as well. For the sake of this video, just to save some time, I'm not going to edit that, but you guys are more than welcome to. The other thing that you should be thinking about for that M or meeting or three would be to be able to utilize those I can statements that you already have. So I can know and tell the main topic, and I can tell the key details. So that would be another thing to make sure that students are able to know. I can know and tell the main topic. I can tell the key details with help. The reason why I put with help here is because it talks about with prompting and support. So always start with your three or your M meeting proficiency. That will help you be able to move on to the four and the two. Four, which is that exceeding, or our letter E in a report card. So in addition to these two I can statements, you go more in depth. Typically this is higher depth of knowledge in DOK. So what I did was I went to the learning progressions, and right here I found RK1 with prompting and support, ask and answer questions. So things to extend it, independently demonstrate grade level proficiency, and ways to talk about applying it. Consistently demonstrates grade level proficiency with unfamiliar text, so they're able to identify these key details with unfamiliar texts and things that are increasing in complexity, and answer questions about key details in a text. So for your fours, you could put, in addition to three, I can tell the main topic and key details in unfamiliar texts. And then again, coming back here, is there anything else? Increasingly complex tasks. So that would be how a student would earn a 4. So then, now that we've got the 3 and 4 down, or the M and the E, we would come into that developing, or letter D here. This tends to be more on the lower level depth of knowledge. So when we come back here, identifying key details in a text, that's progressing. Or we can come in here to the beginning part where it talks about asking questions in a text, asking questions about details in a text. So this one might be, I can ask questions about a text. I can answer. So it talks about asking questions and then answering questions about a text. And so that would be your level 2 on that, or you're developing. So we're able to tell that they're getting to these I can statements with the developing. And then for letter 1, or emerging, we have also talked about it in our report cards as not yet understanding. So I put a U here. So this one would be, you would take the information that you have for the 2 and kind of continue to build on that. With adult support, if they're in a 1 or they're in that U, this is a really big concern for us. So they're still not able to answer questions about a text, or ask questions about a text. to spell it that way. I misspelled it, sorry. So once you are utilizing your learning progressions with that, that will be a big help. The other thing that will be a big help, so let's go back to the ask and answer questions about who, what, when, where, why, that second grade standard that we keep coming back to. The second grade team actually already did a lot of these. They're able to identify proficiency. They talked about, they created I can statements with key details in a text and answering questions about a given text. They've already figured out what their fours are, drawing conclusions and making inferences. They got that from their learning progressions here that they had access to. The other place that they got this was that Mississippi document that we continue to talk about when we talk about reading closely to determine, oh shoot, this is the wrong standard. When we talk about that Mississippi document, the Mississippi document always asks, okay, there we go. The Mississippi document has the same standard where we talk about asking who, what, when, where, why. They talk about the prerequisite knowledge, so this could be something that you could utilize for those twos. Evidence of knowledge, provide questions or answers to show understanding. So these would also be a big help for you to be able to help create those proficiency scales and where we're at on those.